Did you guys know that just by using retirement accounts correctly, you could literally make millions of dollars? It's so much easier than people make it out to be. Don't believe me, do you? Let me show you.
All right, guys, now you want to see how these accounts can make you millions of dollars. Now let me show you. This tool that I have in front of you is a retirement calculator. There's tons of different kinds of retirement calculators out there. Some of them have extra information that you can put in. Some of them are quite simple like this one. For this example, just to keep things easy, we're going to go ahead and use the Ramsey solutions that you can see at the top here. Now, I encourage you, get on one of these calculators, play with it as much as you want, plug in the numbers that fit for your life. But for right now, we're just going to throw a few examples around so you can see how important these accounts are. So we're going to go ahead and use my information for the start here. We're 25 years old. Let's say we want to retire about 65 years old. For this example, we're going to say we have $0 in our investments, nothing in a 401k, nothing in a Roth IRA. Even if you have anything, we're just going to throw a fat zero in there for this example so you can see how powerful the account is, even if you have not started just yet. For this example, throw in any number that you want. I'm just going to go ahead and throw in $500. So we're going to put in $500 into these accounts every single month. And we are going to go ahead and expect a 10% return because that's what the S&P 500, the average has been for the S&P 500 for the last 60 years. So 10% is a good number to use for these calculators. If you want to value in inflation, you can also use 8%. But for this example, we're going to use 10% and let's go ahead and hop into it. So we're 25 years old. We plan to retire at 65. We have nothing currently in our investments and we're going to go ahead and throw in $500 a month. Let's see what we retire with at 65. 3.1 million dollars. Now, a lot of people right now are retiring with absolutely nothing, but just $500 a month from age 25 to 65, you can retire a millionaire. Now, again, this is just an estimate. It's just a tool, but this is a very good estimation with that return and everything else going on. This is a very good guide to use to see about what you're going to be retiring with. And you guys can see exactly what we contributed over those 40 years. You can see exactly what kind of growth we were looking at in that 40 years. And you can see that most of the money that we have in that account comes from that growth. And that's exactly what we want. Now, in my first video, I told you guys that every single day that you are not investing is another day that you are falling behind. Now, let me show you exactly what I mean by that. So Instead of we start investing at 25 years old, let's go ahead and say we start investing at 30. 5 years later. So we got $3.1 million when we start investing at 25 years old. Let's see what we have at 30. Excuse me, $1.8 million in that account. That's obviously a lot less. And we contributed $210,000 with only $1.6 million in growth. Now, obviously, this is still a lot of money. That's still amazing. But as you guys can just see, that 5 years makes a very big difference in how much money you have. Let's go ahead and throw in another age. Let's go ahead and just do 35. 1.13 million with a lot less growth and a lot less contributions, guys. As you guys can see just in this example, the earlier that you get started on investing, the much more money you're going to have. Now, let's say you're freshly 18 years old. We'll keep the numbers exactly the same. At 25, we had $3.1 million. At 18, we have $6.4 million. This is why it is so important for you guys to start investing as soon as you possibly can. Now, if you don't understand these accounts or how they work or anything like that, we're about to hop into it. Let me show you how they work.
Let's go ahead and hop into these accounts. I'm going to show you exactly how they work and why they are some of the most powerful investment vehicles. Let's go ahead and start with the most common one, the 401k. All right, guys, let's start with the 401k. A 401k uses pre-tax dollars. That means the money goes in before taxes are taken out of your paycheck, lowering your taxable income today. You will pay taxes later on it when you withdraw it from retirement. It does have a contribution limit. So for 2025, the contribution limit is $23,000 if you're under 50, or if you're 50 or older, you can contribute even more with what they call catch-up contributions. There is a withdrawal age. So that means you can start taking money out of the 401k once you're 59 and a half without any penalties. But let's say if you do withdraw earlier than that, you will take a 10% penalty and you will also pay income tax as well. So please, please, please Do not take out of your 401k, any of your retirement accounts for that matter, unless you absolutely have to for an emergency or something like that. Guys, the advantage to 401k, it's one of the most powerful retirement tools because it lets you invest large amounts of money directly from your paycheck automatically and consistently, and we love that automation. The biggest perk is the employer match. Guys, this is so important. Many companies will match a portion of what you put in, which is essentially free money and an instant 100% return on your contribution. There is no investment like that. For every dollar that you put in, you instantly get a dollar back. And on top of that, the account grows tax deferred, meaning you do not pay taxes on your gains each year, so your money compounds much faster over time. And between the high contribution limits, the tax break now, and the potential for free money from your employer, a 401k can be the foundation of most people's retirement plans. All right, guys, you've seen how good the 401k is. Let's go ahead and head over to the Roth IRA. All right, guys, let's get into the Roth IRA. With the Roth IRA, you put in money that you've already paid taxes on. The best part is once that money is inside the account, it grows completely tax-free. And when you take it out for retirement, you don't owe the IRS anything. Think of it as planting a seed today, and every dollar it grows is 100% yours later on. In 2025, the contribution limit is $7,000 for anyone under 50, and it's $8,000 if you're 50 or older. Now that may not sound like a ton, but when you consistently add to it and let it grow over decades, it really adds up. With the withdrawal age, you can start taking money out of your Roth IRA tax-free at age 59 and a half, just like the 401k. Now, when it comes to penalties, if you pull out of the investments early before then, you'll likely pay taxes and a 10% penalty. But here's the cool part. You can take out the money that you contributed, your own deposits, at any time with no penalty since you already paid taxes on that money. So let's say if you invested $7,000 and it grew to $9,000, you can still pull out that original $7,000 without paying any penalties since it's money that you already paid taxes on. Now, the advantage with the Roth IRA, the big reason the Roth IRA is so powerful is the tax-free growth. Imagine investing a few $100s a month and watching it compound for 30 or 40 years, and all of that money is yours to keep. No taxes when you retire, no surprises, and for a lot of people, this ends up being one of the most valuable retirement accounts they'll ever have. All right, guys, now let's go ahead and jump into the traditional IRA, or the traditional individual retirement account. All right, guys, let's go ahead and hop into the traditional IRA, the third and last retirement account we're going to discuss today. So the traditional IRA is a good choice if you want a tax break now while you're working. It's especially helpful for people who expect to be in a lower tax bracket when they retire, or anyone looking to lower their taxable income today. If you want to save for retirement, but like the idea of paying taxes later rather than now, this account would be a better fit for you. Now, the tax advantage with the traditional IRA is the money you put in is usually tax deductible. That means you get a tax break up front. It lowers your taxable income for the year. The money that grows tax deferred, meaning you don't pay taxes on it while it grows, but you will pay taxes on it when you take it out for retirement, similar to the 401k. When it comes to the contribution limit, in 2025, you can put up to $7,000 a year if you're under 50, or if you're 50 or older, you can contribute $8,000, the same as the Roth IRA. Now, when it comes to the withdrawal age, you can start withdrawing from your traditional IRA at age 59 and a half. Now, if you withdraw earlier than 59 and a half, you'll usually pay income taxes on what you withdraw plus a 10% penalty. And unlike a Roth, you cannot pull out contributions early without consequences since you're using pre-tax money. Now, the big advantage of a traditional IRA is that it is the upfront tax break. For a lot of people, lowering their taxable income today can save them real money during their working years. Plus, it gives your investments decades to grow before you even have to pay taxes on them. For someone who expects to be in a lower tax bracket when they retire, this account may be a smart way to keep more of your money long term. In this video, I discuss exactly what these retirement accounts are and exactly how they work. But to prevent from info dumping you as much as possible, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. But I do want to encourage you to do a few things. If you don't already have a 401k set up, I encourage you to speak to your management, speak to your HR, speak to whoever you need to get that 401k set up. And if you do have a match, get that set up as well. Guys, I also encourage you to go ahead and get a Roth IRA opened up. You can use any of these brokerages right here. I personally use Fidelity, but I've also heard that Vanguard is an amazing option. Alright guys, in the next video, I'm going to be going over the retirement roadmap, in which I'm going to be discussing exactly how to use these retirement accounts in order to make the most out of your money. So please stick around and keep an eye open for that. With that being said, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you guys in the next one.